Hello all, this is Miss Linda the Craft Lady, and we are going to just show you a little stitching on the Unique Grace Company long arm and the Q Zone Grace Company frame. This is a 4-foot footprint frame, and it can do a queen or a king size quilt. You just have to adjust it and roll it. I have a 15-inch throat on my machine, so it can do a front to back pass very easily. It's very smooth to operate. The machine comes with several attachments, and it does only come with, I think, 3 bobbins. That's the only downside. So you are going to need to order bobbins when you get your machine. I'm going to try to do this one-handed. This is a Christmas door panel with a wreath and some poinsettias and the holly and birds on it, as you can see. And this is a perfect practice piece for you if you're just getting started doing free motion quilting on your Q Zone. You can use this machine. It's very easy to thread, and it's very easy to wind the bobbin. Bobbin winder is directly on top there. And the new machines come with a 7-inch tablet on them for better viewing. And we're just going to get started and see how this goes. I'm trying to do this again one-handed, and with some additional apparatus. All right, so here we go. All you do is follow the stitching or follow the design, whatever you want to do. I would iron your panel with a little water and maybe a couple tablespoons of liquid starch so that it's fairly stiff, and then float it on top of some batting and some backing. So I just had some extra fabric that I hadn't used and some backing. I cut it about an inch larger than the panel. I would say do at least 3 to 6 inches on top and bottom, because as you're quilting, it'll shrink a little bit. But okay, let's just get started. And then decide what you want to stitch. If you're going to stitch the holly only, or if you're going to stitch the wreath, the garland, decide that. If you're going to do the poinsettia, don't get too intricate or crazy with it. Just certain areas, do that. Decide what color thread, because if you're doing gold thread like I am, or a colored thread, when you start to do the red door, that colored thread you're going to have to change, or you're going to see the stitches. Okay? So I've been doing the holly, and I have not been doing the wreath, but I think I might switch that out. You can pull your bobbin thread up by doing a needle down. It's hard to show you this with my one hand here, but you can do a needle down and pull your bobbin thread up. Those of you that are kind of like me, sometimes I stitch with my bobbin thread down. But here we go. So what I'm doing is I'm just stitching out the holly. I'm not stitching out the little berries. And you see it's going all the way back to the base of the frame. And since I don't want that on the door, I'm going to come around. And yes, I did not cut my thread, which I should have. Again, I'm trying to do this with one hand, so I have a little mess right there, but we'll fix that later. And again, over the holly, not so much over the berries. This does a very tiny stitch. You can change your stitch regulator to a 10 or leave it at a larger stitch if you like to show the stitching. Okay, and then you can stop it and move your needle to wherever you want to go, and then just cut your thread.